So, who do we think Ridge is going to choose? Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of the Deep Dive with Toya Creates. Today is Wednesday, Hump Day, May 13th, and it is time to discuss today's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. But first, as always, if you love content like this, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. So let's just get into it and let's start with some of the lesser storylines. Okay. So we see Katie reviewing some designs from other designers because they are looking for someone after the great Eric Forster has decided to go back to Forster Creations. So Katie's a little overwhelmed with the lackluster design samples that she is seeing. And Bill is there. We haven't seen him in maybe like a week or so. He's there and he's just, talking Katie through it and just encouraging her. Now, let's pause right here. Why haven't they reached out to Deep yet? I don't understand. This was a few months ago at this point where Katie asked Deke to have a conversation and asked him how things were going after he was basically thrown away by Forrester, and they have yet to hire him, but whatever, right? So then Liam happens to come in and he starts talking about how, Hope may not be coming to Logan like they want. And throughout this conversation, they also find out through Katie that she has uh, revealed this to Donna. And so Bill was a little concerned, and I'm sure Liam is too. But Katie feels like, Donna's going to keep her mouth shut. And again, Liam's like, well, none of that may matter because it seems that Hope is trying to stay at Forster Creations because she has. Liam tells them how Hope had a conversation with Brooke to tell her how iconic she is to Forrester and how Brooke should be the co-CEO. And this is what Hope is waiting to find out. So Bill hears this and he's like, no freaking way. Is Steffi gonna step down? Because at first he questioned, did Steffi step down? And Liam's like, well, no. It's like she is never gonna leave. Like whatever, and he still wants Hope to come over to Logan. Now Katie hears this, and Katie's like, "So Brooke is potentially gonna be co-CEO with Rich, so that means I'll be going toe to toe with my sister if this happens." So I fully believe that Brooke is gonna become co-CEO with Ridge just so she and Katie can duke it out. CEO to CEO. That's where I feel like we're going. So the next storyline, oh God, I'm so tired. The next storyline was with Brooke and Hope still. So Hope went over to visit Brooke in the latter half of yesterday's episode, and they were talking about the CEO thing. And Brooke is confident that she's gotten through to Ridge, and she feels that he wants to pay respects to what Brooke has provided for the company. And of course, Steffi will fight it at first, but she's a good business woman and she will recognize how much of a good business opportunity this is. And Brooke has zero doubt that Ridge will make his destiny co-CEO with him. She believes it with every iota of her being. Okay. And she is very confident that she will be the co-CEO and she will take her rightful place next to Ridge. Now, Hope is, holding out all hope that this will actually come to fruition. And then she starts talking about some of the things she's experienced while under Steffi's thumb. Because Brooke had mentioned that she understands how hard this will be for Steffi and she has sympathy for her and she kind of wants Hope to have the same, but Hope is struggling to find the same. Girl, there is no sympathy from Hope because she is sick of how Steffi has been treating her. She's like, it's not fair for me to have to show up to work every day and wonder how my boss's mood is going to be. It's not fair that I have to walk on eggshells wondering what's going to happen next. Was over it, and rightfully so. Again, she could just take herself and her line, well, not her line, she could take herself and her creativity over to Logan, but she's opting to dig her heels in, stay at Forrester, and just manipulate this situation another way. I mean, it is manipulation. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I'm also not mad at it because, as I've said several times, Steffi deserves this. So Hope is just praying that Brooke has gotten through. Unfortunately, she has no sympathy for Steffi. In fact, she cannot wait until Steffi is forced to accept the fact that Brooke is the real queen. First her creations. I'm like, okay, who cares about that? And Brooke's like, okay, now I don't want to be the queen. Stephanie was the real queen. She like, I just want to be co-CEO. Okay, Brooke, I feel you on that. Because all this other stuff doesn't matter. And so Hope also again talks about how hard it's been to deal with Steffi and that she has other options. And Brooke was like, oh, me? Because it always has to be about Brooke, y'all. Brooke has no idea that Hope has even been approached by Liam to join Logan. Brooke has no idea that Hope has seriously been considering it. And girl, basically, this little mini coup, mini takeover is her last resort before actually, because, like, if this does not work, I know Hope is going to leave. Because why not? And once it all comes out that Hope was basically behind this, even though Brooke had these thoughts before, she just didn't act on it, and the writers didn't either for whatever reason. Because I vividly remember her bringing this up out of the blue a while ago, but it never went anywhere. So once everyone figures out or finds out that Hope was the mastermind behind this, if Brooke does not get this co-CEO position, Hope's gonna be out on her ass one way or another. So whatever. So Hope is just praying that Brooke is right and Brooke is ready for her elevation. She said, "Okay, Brooke." So lastly, we go back to Steffi and Ridge in the office, and Steffi is pissed. Do you hear me? And I get it. It's coming out of the blue. She cannot believe Ridge wants to replace her with Brooke. And Steffi thought her dad was proud of her. And she's asking him, how could you even consider hosting me, Steffi, for Brooke? So Stephanie said it is such a slap in the face. And Ridge tries to smooth it out. He's like, nothing set in stone yet. We are just talking about it. And you don't know how much this would mean to Brooke, as if Steffi gives one uh, you know what about what Brooke wants. Because Steffi cannot stand Brooke. And I get it. But also, where's that energy for your daddy? He's the one who constantly picks Brooke over your mama. But okay. So they keep discussing things and Steffi's like, I don't want to hear this notion of Brooke wants you guys to be the new king and queen of Forrester. That was, Stephanie and Eric. And that was different and this ain't that. Stephanie does not want to hear it. Ridge is trying to reason. He's just like, look, you're a Forrester. Eventually, all of this will be yours. He was like, basically, when me and granddad die, he can be your like it's always going to be yours. But is he forgetting Thomas? Like, is Thomas not even a consideration here? Maybe even RJ. What about those people? But I digress. Red says again, once he and Eric go on up to glory, it'll be Steffi's turn. And Steffi just starts to talk about contributions because she feels like she's being overlooked. She's like, number one, y'all wouldn't even still have this company if it wasn't for me and what I did to get the shares back from Bill. Because apparently Bill took over and he made Katie the CEO at that time. And Rich was like, yeah, that was a terrible time. And Steffi's like, I did that for y'all. Y'all should be thanking me. I'm the one who has all of the business relationships while you, Dad, just focus on fashion. She's like, I am that business girl. I have the Rolodex of people. I have the relationships. I am the one who's on the cutting edge and keeps Forrester fresh. And Ridge agrees with all of it. He doesn't say one bad thing about Steffi. He's like, yes. So Steffi's like, I understand that Brooke wants a more prominent role here. She was like, give her anything else but my role. Any other title but mine. So then things kind of cool off, and Steffi talks to Ridge, who is looking at pictures of Eric and Stephanie, just reminiscing. Ridge is going through it, okay? So Steffi's like, I understand that Brooke has put you in this impossible position. And I do understand everything that Brooke has done. I understand that you love Brooke. I understand her contributions to this company. And I recognize them. However, she still can't have my job. And then Steffi pulls out the big gun. She's like, basically, we have been forced to endure this woman since that's who you chose. And you broke up what they thought was a happy home. You basically tore our family apart because of this woman. You've ruined our lives. For once, Steffi was very honest and open about the impact it has had on her. She still carries the scars. She cannot take this anymore. So she's like, I know you love Brooke, but I'm tired of losing out to her over and over again. And so she asks Ridge very directly, can you please pick your daughter and your children, like pick us over Brooke for once? And please do not let me down again. And basically, she said if Steffi wants Ridge to stand up to Brooke because she feels like she's wrong, and she wants Ridge to put Steffi first over his wife. Now, I'm a good old Baptist, okay? I was born and raised that when a man gets married, guess who's supposed to come first? The wife. So I don't agree with Steffi's assessment there because I don't feel like Steffi would put her daddy in front of Finn at this point. So no, she shouldn't be asking that. But I do understand why she doesn't want to give up her title to Brooke, and I understand the damage that has been done over the years. I mean, just within the year or within the last year, Ridge was engaged to Taylor once again. He broke it off to marry Brooke the same day while he was dragging to marry the woman who gave him two of his children and who he was running behind, or who he always runs back to when he and Brooke are on the outs. The same woman he dragged along. Oh, I don't know when we can plan the wedding. I don't have the time. He decided he wanted Brooke back. He married Brooke that same damn day. Took a ring from the Forrester jewelry line, and that was it. I said, see, that's how a man acts when he wants to marry you. So I do not see Ridge putting Steffi above Brooke, honestly. I think he is going to suggest that Steffi do something else like the president role, maybe chief strategy officer, business development, and I think he's going to give Brooke what she's asking for. So tomorrow's Thursday. I'm sure they're going to drag it out a little more, and then by Friday we should have an answer in my book. So that's what's going on today. That's what I think is going to happen in the future. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next.